Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about CS or combat score. As you can see here, my combat score is currently 7,007 and I'm going to show you all the different ways to increase your combat score. But before we jump into the video, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, so the very first way to increase your combat score is pretty simple. It is, of course, leveling up. As you can see over here, I'm currently level 35 out of 38, which means that I can level up until 38 before I get time gated again. So yeah, I've been slacking, I've been taking my time because I get very frustrated whenever I get time gated. So I'm just like, screw it, I'm just gonna take it easy for a day or two, let the level cap increase a little bit further so that I have a little bit more content to play and I don't feel like I'm playing like 10 minutes a day and then hitting the cap, then I'm just like, what else is there to do? And so this is why I'm still level 35. The second thing you could do to increase your combat score is also very simple. It is, of course, upgrading your weapon. So I'm going to hide my webcam so I'm not blocking any of the view, but you can see right here you can upgrade, and right here I need 3 more of these little dark cubes. Now it does tell you where to get these cubes if you do want to farm for them. However, I do have a bunch of these reward chests over here, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use them. I'm going to use this black cube, I'm going to redeem 3 of them, and boom, I can augment it, and now I can improve it all the way up to level 70. So let me just do that, bam. And you can see that that increased my combat score by 141. Now keep in mind that DPS weapons naturally will have more combat score versus support weapons. So how do you tell? You can see over here, this has a little healing sign over here, which means it's a support weapon. This has the little arrow sign, which means it is a DPS weapon. And this is important because, as I mentioned in my previous video, we have the weapon resonance. So if you have a balance build or a tank build or a DPS build or a support build. So for example, whenever I am in group play, I am the dedicated healer of the team, which means that I take benediction over here, which actually gives me 200% more healing, but it does require me to equip 2 support weapons. So as you can see here, I have Coco's Absolute Zero as well as Pepper's Staff of Scars, which are both support weapons. As you can see, there's a little cross symbol, which gives me the benediction. So making sure that your weapons level is up to snuff is the second way to increase your combat score. As you can see here, my combat score is now 7,148. As I said earlier, it increased by 141. However, keep in mind my combat score is that high with this loadout right here, which is my questing loadout. If I switch to my support loadout and I go back to character, you can see that my CS or my combat score has decreased dramatically. I'm at 6,061. And the reason for this is because each individual weapon has its own combat score. As you can see here, this level 60 Staff of Scars only has 715, while my hammer only has 1,077, and my Absolute Zero has 1,309. While if I switch over here, you can see, well, obviously my DPS pistols have a lot of combat score, which naturally increases my CS. However, it doesn't end there. Now we're going to talk about matrices. So when we click a fix over here, you can see that each weapon has 4 separate slots, which you can put 4 separate matrices. So what matrices do is they do give you some flat stats over here. So you can see that this one gives me 1 attack and 3 resistance. However, you do want to hunt for the SRs as well as the SSR ones, simply because they do give you substantially better stats. As you can see here, HP 6,055, and it does give me 72 crit. While if we look at this one gives me 55 attack as well as 2,700 more HP, and all of these stats will apply to the weapon, thus increasing its combat score. However, on top of that, all matrices also have a set effect. So you can see over here that if I have 3 pieces of Echo set, I will gain, using a discharge skill to switch to the current weapon grants 80, 100, and 120 weapon charge. And these values are determined by how many stars the actual matrice has. So you can see down here that it is 0 out of 2 stars, which means I will gain 80 weapon charge when I switch to this. Now you may be asking, Carol, how do I get more of these stars? Well, all you need to do is go to develop over here and advancement, and this is the exact same thing as your weapons. You need another copy in order to make it 1 star, which will greatly increase your flat stats over here, which is very nice. However, on top of that, your matrices can also be enhanced. So you can see here that is currently level 30. However, I can enhance it all the way to 35, which will again give me additional stats. So I'm going to do that right now. And boom. Now you won't be able to keep enhancing your matrices as well as your weapons, because of course there is the level gating over here. As you can see here, I'm unable to enhance this any further until I hit Wanderer level 40. So simply by enhancing that single chip, I almost gained 30 combat score. And so remember, each weapon has 4 different slots in order to input matrices. So if you get all of them to 35, well, that's like another 120 combat score. So that's really nice. Now, of course, this being a gacha game, there are SSR variants of these matrices, and you can simply get them from the gacha. So in order to pull on this gacha, you need proof of purchase. Now you get these simply by progressing through the story, from the exploration, from doing quests and all of that stuff, and you will be able to obtain these. As you can see here, I have 12. I actually did a 10 pull beforehand, but we're just going to do another 10 pull now, and hopefully we get something legendary that I can show off. So here we go again. Let us see if we do get a shiny. And come on, gold, gold. Oh, it's gonna, yes. Heck yeah, perfect. All right, so we did manage to get a legendary. So that's actually really good. I haven't seen the animation for this before. So let us watch this together. And here it is. Which one is it? It is for Huma. I believe this is the shield girl, actually, which kind of is a little bit unfortunate since I am a support character. Oh, we got the hammer girl. I do need more copies of the hammer girl. Can we get something else? Another legendary, maybe? That would be ridiculous. If I got another legendary, that would be ridiculous, but I don't think it'll happen. Yeah, there we go. So we got Huma, and then we got the NA as well. All right, perfect. So let's return. So now that we got these matrices, let's see what they do. So Huna's over here gives us attack as well as resistance. If we have the 2-piece, hitting targets with dodge skill affects bleed, dealing damage equal to 15% of attack every second for 5 seconds. That's actually pretty dang awesome. So I'm probably going to use this on the pistols, to be honest. So let us go affix, then we go to our pistols. We don't want to do the hammer. And you can see right here, the Huma, we're going to go switch and bam. Then of course we are going to develop it. So we're going to enhance it all the way to 35. Boom. That increased my combat score by 354. That's pretty significant. Now, lucky for us, we also got NA's chip over here, so we can also switch that in. Boom. So now we have 2-piece NA. We need 1 more piece in order to activate Overload over here. When dealing damage greater than 100% of attack, deal additional damage equal to 60% of the attack, cooldown 3 seconds. So yeah, we just need to hope that we get 1 more piece, but keep in mind that there are 4 different chips of the same character. So you can see this has the little heart, which is emotion. This has thought with the brain over here. This has faith with the 2 hands, and this one has memory. So there's 4 different categories of the same chip, but they do offer different stats over here. So we're also going to max out this chip because that's pretty nice. So with all of that done, you can see my combat score is now 7,694, which is significantly better than before. It actually increased almost 700 combat score. However, we are not done yet. As you can see, suppressors plays a big part. I couldn't upgrade my suppressor before because my combat score was not 7,100. However, now it is, and I could upgrade it 1 more time. And you can see that it increased my combat score by 76 simply by upgrading my suppressor, which also gives me a significant amount of stats. It gives me extra attack as well as resistance. So you can see here, in order to unlock 3.4, I actually need 7,900 combat score in order to upgrade it further again. As we can see here, I'm actually really dang close. I'm 7,770, so I'm like 130 combat score away in order to get that 1 suppressor upgrade. So what else can we upgrade? Well, there is of course equipment over here. As you can see that I have all of this different gear. However, keep in mind, specific gear might not be worth upgrading, especially if they are of green rarity. As you can see here, you have different rarities. You have blue rarity, and then you have green rarity. You also have the gray rarities. And basically what I personally would recommend is I wouldn't upgrade anything unless it's blue rarity or above. That's kind of my rule of thumb. And I do think that you should put priority on the gloves, simply because the gloves give you crit by default, which is very nice. So when we click on enhance over here, you're going to notice that after you get it to +5, you actually unlock additional stats. So you can see here, if we get it to +5, we will gain attack +11. So we're going to do that now. We're going to do this 1 more time, and you can see those increase my stats again. And here is the breakthrough. Boom. We gain 20 crit as well as 8 attack. and let us go take a quick look at our combat score. You can see our combat score has increased to 7,844. However, it doesn't end there. All we upgraded was simply these gloves over here. There's still plenty of other pieces to upgrade. Again, I do advise you to take a look at the different rarities and upgrade only the ones of higher rarity of blue and above, because you don't want to waste too many resources on these. You want to save your resources when you get like your purple rarity armor or even your gold rarity armor. Then I think it would be much worth it for that. But if you're just like me and you just need that little bit of combat score, then this is definitely a viable solution. So we're going to enhance our helmet over here a little bit more. Now, again, if we get it to +5, we gain extra HP. So we're just going to do it once. Oh no, we need to do it one more time. Oh, we're so close. Let's get the breakthrough. Bang. All right, so we got +49 combat score right there. So we are done here. As you can see, my combat score is now 7,944. If you're in the backpack screen, you can actually see it on the bottom left corner as well. So now that we've actually hit that threshold, we can go to suppressors over here and we can upgrade this one more time, and boom, we gained another 80 combat score. On top of that, we also gained a significant amount of HP as well as crit, which is really nice. So in order to progress further, we're going to need 9,000 combat score, and I'm also out of the potent omnium crystals. Well, I need one more, so I don't think I'm going to be pushing for 9,000 anytime soon. As you can see, my current combat score is now 8,024, which is a huge improvement compared to what it was at the beginning of this video. Now, for my friends who don't mind wailing on the game, another alternative is of course going to be your special orders over here or your gachas, and of course you can just pull for whatever you want in order to get constellations for your weapons and just pop that and you'll be good. And the same thing with your matrices, you can do the same thing and that will increase your combat score significantly. But we have a 10 pull over here as well as 20 pulls over here, so let us just do that before we end the video. So here we go. Here's our first 10 pull. This is the valuable one. Hopefully we get another pepper. I do want to constellation 6 my pepper, or we can just get a legendary. That would be nice too. But yeah, let's skip. Let's just hope we get pepper. Nope, we got Bailing again. And let us do our 2 10 pulls here. We're just gonna skip. I don't think it's worth watching. I'm pretty sure we're nothing too special. Yep, you see all blues. We're just gonna do one more 10 pull. Again, we're just gonna skip this. And what do we get? Yep, all blues again. Nothing special. Much disappointment. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the